Hi, I'm Szymon and this is Oxygraphia channel dedicated to DTP and prepress. This movie is labeled CCFEN, two last letters stand for English version. If you prefer to watch me in Polish, seek the other channel for the movie labeled CCFPL, like Polish. I hope that you will find some valuable techniques for yourself in this movie, and if you would like to say thanks for my work, you can press the thumb up button, you can leave your comment, or you can share this movie with your friends or on forums. You can always buy me a coffee in Buy Coffee too, thanks in advance. In this movie, I will present to you how to create a flipbook. Flipbook is a small printed publication that when you flip its pages will give you the illusion of animation. For this, I will select a YouTube clip, then convert its part to GIF file, so later in Photoshop I can crop it and write into my hard drive as a series of files, one movie frame per one image file. In the next step, I will use Excel to create a TXT file with a list of relative paths to those files on my hard drive. In the next step, InDesign will import those images using the text file, so it will create a multi-page layout containing each image on one page. Finally, we will get PDF with cut marks ready to be printed, cut, and bind. I cannot go into much detail, so I'm going to be as brief as I can. Let's get to work. As an example, I'm going to use the hilarious Charlie Chaplin's movie The Fireman in a free domain with one of the many services available online. I'm converting the selected part to GIF. It will begin here, this frame. The GIF will last for 10 seconds. FPS, frames per second. The higher, the more pages I'm gonna get, so I guess I'll stick with 15. After the conversion is done, I'm downloading the GIF to my local hard drive and moving it from downloads to the project folder. I am opening the GIF in Photoshop. Let me check for unnecessary frames at the beginning and at the end of sequence. Click, Shift-click, and remove unnecessary frames. By the way, if you need to quickly turn on all layers, you can Ctrl-Alt-A to select all layers, and then Ctrl: to switch the visibility. Now C like the crop tool. And now the decision about the destination color space of the final PDF I'm going to get as a final result. My best guess is that most of you will work with a colorful image, and most probably you will want to print the flipbook pages on your home printer. The color management is a complex area of knowledge, so at this moment I'll skip the explanation why. I just propose to have your final PDF in an RGB color space, including ICC tag. To make a very long story very short, when you send the data to your home printer, it goes through a piece of software called the printer driver, which is responsible for modifying the data so it would be technically achievable on that particular device. On a consumer-grade printer, user has no way to influence the driver's behavior. One thing that actually matters in this scenario is to make sure that the images are tagged with an ICC profile. Do the very same thing if you intend to take the PDF to a printing lab nearby, like the ones where you can print your holiday photo. From my experience, employees there have little understanding of color management and they are not willing to admit it. They are trained in a set of very specific procedures, including semi-auto color calibration every morning, and none of them will be willing to tinker with the settings they don't understand, which is quite reasonable, by the way. This is why I would advise the same strategy, ICC color tagged RGB PDF. The colors will be slightly different than the ones that you see on your screen, but in exchange you will save a lot of time. So do nothing, just check if it's an RGB with ICC color tag, that's all. As a digression, I'm going to consider a different scenario. Let's assume that I'll send the data to a printing house and they'll give me a better price if the printing process will require just one paint, black. I happen to have a grayscale image. So in that scenario, I'd convert the images to CMYK and push all the information to black separation only, leaving cyan, magenta, and yellow channels empty. I would choose Convert to Profile, to Custom CMYK. Black generation decides how much of the gray information should go into black channel. So None leaves all the information in CMY. Light. The right side of the gradient represents the shadows. So in Light preset, the conversion will take the image information only from dark areas and push it to black channel. Picking the medium, heavy presets, more and more information would be taken from CMY and pushed to black channel. And obviously I'm aiming at maximum. Push everything to black channel. Let's have a quick peek at separations. Cyan, empty, almost empty, but it doesn't matter actually. Magenta, yellow, and finally all information is in the black channel. Let me undo. And I'm back in RGB color space. In the next step, I'm going to export the layers as single images. File, Export Layers to Files. In my project folder, I'll create a folder named Frames and let the script run for a while. The drawback of this method is that the process itself takes rather a long time. So in this moment, I'm doing a cut and I'm waiting until the process finishes its work. After the export job finishes, I'll save the document just in case. The exported files landed here in the Frames folder. The file names are too long and too difficult to read. There are many fine mass renaming tools, for example, multi-rename in Total Commander. Here, I will use a batch rename built into Bridge because even if you don't have it installed, it just takes a few clicks. I'm selecting all files, Tools, Batch Rename, Destination folder, rename in the same folder, move to other folder, or copy to the other folder. Where? I'll create frames 2, so the renaming job will rename all files from frames and copy it to frames 2. In the new file names, I just need one rule. Sequence number with 3 digits. So this is the current file name as an example and new file name example, rename. I find this naming scheme easier to manage. This would be also a good moment to apply color corrections if you need any. Just open the random image from the series, and with this example you can record a simple action. Let me show you. On the Actions palette, I'll create a new folder to keep my mess separated from the factory settings. Define new action here, name it, and assign a shortcut if you intend to invoke this action often in the future. And here, just execute any operations you'd like to be applied to all images in the series. In my case, Ctrl-M curves. I'll increase the contrast slightly. I'll add a sepia tone. And maybe a vintage vignette, which I think nicely fits the old movie style here. That's all. I'm stopping the recording and closing the exemplary image without saving. There are 2 engines for mass processing: Batch and Image Processor. And they are both also available in Bridge, Batch, and Image Processor. I'm selecting the images to be modified, Ctrl-A, and that's going to be the input of my procedure. And I'm invoking the Image Processor. Process 132 images as an input. Save to in the same location. No, I don't want to overwrite my photos. I want to save them into a new folder. So in my project folder, I'm creating frames 3. So the result will be saved to frames 3 folder. Inside the destination folder, save as. Pick the format you'll be going to need. Which action to run? CCFEN, run. Let me speed up this process for you. Let's have a look at the result. Bridge, frames 3 folder. And here they are with the action applied to all of them. There's one more technique you might be looking for here, watermark removal. Let me make a firm statement that I'm strongly against copyright violations in mass media, and this video is for educational purposes only. Besides, this flipbook will make a nice birthday family present. So Ctrl-A, open in camera raw. On the first frame, I'm going to removal section here. In this scenario, the heal tool will be perfect. And then Ctrl-A to select all frames and right-click in synchronization settings. I need to select remove operations. Not only those operations, but removal also. And that's it. You may click Done. If some of the frames are not perfect, you may always consider healing them manually. But it was fast, wasn't it? Now it's time to approach a data merge in InDesign. Let's understand better its technical requirements. In the article Data Merge, Adobe tells us that we need to prepare a data source file. Its structure should contain a vertically oriented data series, each topped with its unique header. This is a header, and this is its data series. Header, data series, header, and so on. The crucial information is here. Save your file in a form of comma delimited, tabulator delimited, or semicolon delimited text file. I will follow tab delimited. This is my preference. We are referring to a hard drive, so the location series needs a header preceded with an character, which will tell InDesign to treat the series below as paths. By the way, those paths don't need to be absolute. They can be relative as well, which is good news, because later I'll move my project folder to a different location, so I can expect InDesign will still be able to find its links. So I'll create my text file in Excel. New Excel file, first header, a list of numbers. So number, I want a list from 1 to 132. 1, fill, series, create columns, create until you reach 132. Second header, path. It needs to be preceded with an sign. Do you remember? So I would like to put character here, enter. It will not work. We need to, let me zoom a little bit. To be able to enter it, precede it with a prefix character. So paths. Let me copy the path from Bridge, Ctrl-C, and my formula. First, in quotation marks, my path, number, and then file extension. It was JPEG. And it will not work, because if you may remember, our file names have 3 digits. So I need to correct my formula a little to have 001, 002, etc. So a minor correction here. Text function, which will convert the number in the A column into a text in a controlled manner. I want it to have 3 digits. 3 zeros represent 3 digits. I'm copying the formula down by double-clicking the green dot here, double-click, and we have our file list generated. In InDesign, in a moment, I'm going to use only this series. This is the only thing that I require. This was just the auxiliary column. As I'm planning to use relative paths, let me trim it a little bit, like so. And then I'm saving the document just in case. F12. In all Adobe Office apps, it means save as, just in case. Now, to export this data for InDesign. Once again, F12. I'm aiming the format tab delimited txt file. And that's it. Now, let's create a new document in InDesign. New file, width and height. To plan its dimensions, let me return to Photoshop for a moment and inspect its dimensions. Uncheck resample because we are not resampling, we are not changing its dimensions, we are just calculating. So let's say I plan, in Europe we work in millimeters, so I plan my document to be 100 millimeters in width. The resolution is not great. I could upsample this movie in some online AI service before changing it to GIF, but here we are just playing, right? So 100, 74,6. The data merge window allows me to load the data list I have prepared in Excel. You can find this window here, Window, Utilities, Data Merge. I'm loading the data. And this error cost me a lot of time. Check everything. Is your file according to the technical specifications on the Adobe website? Do you have data series with headers? Then you need to close Excel file because it locks the access to the txt file. So I'm closing my Excel and trying again. And now it worked as expected. I'll not be needing the first series, but this one contains my path. So let me create a rectangle. Transparent interior, transparent outline. And then, having the object still selected, I'm just dragging this data series onto this object. And now it's mapped. We have at least 3 ways from here. We could directly export to PDF, we could preview, or we could create another InDesign document, merged document. This is the one I'm going to click. As a result, from this template document, InDesign created a new document with 132 pages. There are a couple more aspects I need to consider here. First issue is the binding. After printing and cutting, I'll want to connect the pages somehow into one booklet. Let me close this document because any change will be easier to apply in the template, in the base document. I plan to flip it with the right hand. Therefore, on the left side, I need to add some extra space for binding. Therefore, File, Document Setup. Let me disable the facing pages because in my particular case, I'm not working on an even-odd basis. I'll just need single pages with printer marks. And to the width, I'll add 10 millimeters. Maybe 10 is too much. Let it be 7 millimeters. The second aspect are bleeds. My picture needs to stick out a little bit to the top, bottom, and right side. Let me define the bleeds in a document setup. So once again, document setup, bleeds. This is what is actually required. But asymmetrical bleed definition is a very exotic animal. So just to avoid the confusion and unnecessary inquiries, I'll add bleeding also on the left side. Let me extend the image so it will cover the bleeding area. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so let me generate the document once again. And in the last moment, I noticed I forgot to apply the camera raw edits. Here. Let's go back to Bridge. This icon tells me that there are some camera raw edits made to this image, but to actually apply them to the image, each and every individual image needs to be opened and saved again with those changes. Ctrl A. Image processor once again. I'll save the resulting images into frames 4. The paths will change. I'll need to take that into account. I'm not applying action this time because it's not necessary. I'll just need to save them again. As JPEG is a lossy compression, on the second thought, I think I should have done it all in one go. I mean, camera raw edits together with the action with the color corrections. That would be better solution. Obviously, I need to update the path, so Excel once again, but very quickly. And once again in InDesign. Remove the old data source and read again the updated one. Now I have relinked the layout to the folder containing updated images. Now it's time to create a final PDF. So export PDF, all pages, compression. I'm not changing anything here because my images are low resolution, so downsampling will not trigger. Marks and bleeds. I'll just need crop marks. This setting will export the PDF without bleeds, and this one will include bleedings from all sides. Let's have a look at the exported PDF. As you can see, all 132 pages exported into one multi-page document with proper bleedings and crop marks. The question how to create a flipbook appeared during one of the courses. Student asked it and I proposed method similar to the one you have just saw. I'm sure you know the way how to achieve it faster, smarter, or in a more educational way. So I would be delighted if you would leave your comments. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Please give me the ideas for other movies or maybe upvote the ideas of other users. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you in another movie. Would you like to learn more? Let's meet at a live online training. It is possible to be prepared for an online training, so it has the same value as traditional stationary course. How? Visit oxygraphia.com, where in addition to practical organizational advice, you will find also the detailed training programs and support in the area of handling graphical applications, design print preparation, and more. See you at the training!